Hey everybody, Corey here, and I wanted to talk a little bit about Biggest Loser last night. So I'm a big Biggest Loser fan, and I get really disappointed about some of the at-home contestants, after they've been on the show and they get sent home, where they just maybe don't lose anything after being sent home. And you always have a few that just, life gets in the way or whatever. But every year it's a little disappointing. So this year, though, there was a disappointing one. There were some really good transformations after they went home, which I was really excited for. But when it came down to the finalists, none of them looked healthy, really. I mean, David looked the closest to healthy, like he didn't do any kind of crash dieting, because he still had a ways to go to get to a healthy weight. But Rachel, if you watched it, or if you've seen any of the pictures, Rachel is absolutely anorexic. She has some kind of ED. She weighed in at 105 pounds. She lost, I think it was 155 pounds, so almost 60% of her body weight. And yeah, it was one of those things that when she walked out, the camera shows Bob and Jillian because they're expecting them to be ecstatic. She looks so good, but you could see the concern on their faces. I mean, they look absolutely horrified about how skinny she was. If you look at, you could take pictures of Rachel, who, don't mean to spoil it, won The Biggest Loser, and compare them to pictures of Tracy Gold when she was struggling with anorexia. They're like mirror images. The only symptoms I didn't really see from Rachel was hair loss. And it's very possible that she was wearing, she had some kind of weave-in or even a wig or something on. But her hair is naturally thick anyway, so I don't know if anyone would have really noticed much hair loss to begin with. But it was one of those things. I was rooting for Rachel and David both from the beginning. I thought, these are the two that are going to make it somewhere. And when she walked out, I just started thinking, like, I hope Rachel doesn't win it, because she needs help. And Furious Pete actually did a video, I believe it was last night, about the whole thing. And while I agree with him on a lot of points, there's other things where you have to look at how the show goes. The show doesn't have a good history. They put you on really calorie restrictive diets when you go into the show, and that's how you lose so much weight so quickly. You're working out 6 hours a day, you're only taking in about 1,000 calories a day, if even that, so you're malnourished, and you're dropping weight. But over the years, since they've gotten so much heat over that, they've gotten a little bit better about it. They're bringing the calories up to where they need to be, and then weight loss has been a little bit slower than it has been over the years. So, but the whole other thing is, the trainers are shocked because they don't get to see these contestants until they walk out on stage. So there's always, some good responses, there's some bad responses, but I mean, there was a serious look of concern on Bob and Jillian's face last night, and it was just really sickening looking at Rachel. It looked like if she would have fallen off the stairs or off the scale, she would have broken in half. So it's a little upsetting. And NBC, Biggest Loser, they haven't said anything. You would have thought NBC would have, but they had Rachel on Today's Show, and Al Roker says she looked absolutely amazing. Bob and Jillian and Dolvett, I don't think that they'll say anything, just because then it turns into, you're our trainers, and now you're saying that the contestant's taking it too far. We're just going to go ahead and terminate our contract, or we're going to consider that a breach of contract or whatever. So I think for them, at this point, it's about they want to stay employed, even though they could go anywhere. So it's kind of, well, I want to see how it plays out. But yeah, not cool. Check out the pictures. Check out Furious Pete's video on this. He dropped some F-bombs in it. You definitely know that he's pissed off about it, and I'm very upset about it too. But yeah, check out the pictures. I don't want to tell you to watch the finale, because I don't want to give them any extra ratings for this crap, but if you look up #BL Finale on Twitter, you'll see a ton of the pictures, and a ton of people, pretty much everyone, said that she looked anorexic. There are some people sticking up for her, saying that it's not right to bash her. She looks great, and those are people that don't understand. I've come from eating disorder as being a binge eater, which is just a constant struggle, you know, and I work out all the time, and I try to keep my calories under control. But Furious Pete came from being anorexic and is in a good, healthy way, and pretty much stays in control other than his competitive eating. But yeah, check out his video, and I'd love to hear some responses, what you thought of The Biggest Loser last night.